ついにね、付き合ってと Oh, sorry. Still a bit. I think I'm still a bit blind from that thing that happened last week. I think I'm starting to see gray from all the
Hey,
natural
not a
light.
problem.
Oh, wait. Actually, I am seeing gray. Real talk, this particular stage. How should I put this? It's very monochrome, and while it's cool and all, I mean, with the whole nature versus machines thing that Sonic goes for every day, but at the same rate, glitching on physics, at the same rate, it's really easy to get lost in this place. Like, in this footage that you're seeing, I got lost at least a few times, just because of how similar everything looks to one another. Also, not helping are these fans all around the area that throw out a white particle effect, and it's not exactly obvious that they're pushing you or pulling you around per se. You're just seeing like wiggly textures, and that's not exactly a good sign of what the item underneath the wiggly textures are doing. And I completely missed a capsule for a character. Oops. The homing attack derps a bit here. I think it's a little something that has to do with the proximity of certain objects. Such that's forgivable. Typical Sonic team ends up screwing up with that too. But right there, it's a little tricky to note that that particular fan is what you're supposed to be using to climb up to the next level. Yeah, this area is divided into little subsections, kind of like the second to last stage in Sonic Advance 1. And in order to get through these subsections, you need to constantly be looking around and essentially half guess to figure out where you need to go and how you need to get there. You'll also notice these areas with yellow particle effects that instead of pushing you or pulling you every which way, they instead cancel out gravity, or maybe it's they keep the vector of your momentum in mind when you pass through them. I think it's the latter, considering that I end up going at a downward angle on one of these. Oh, and the water here is instant death. It's instant death everywhere, especially when it doesn't make sense. I mean, water doesn't exactly kill Sonic outright in typical games, does it? Maybe I'm missing something. And here, the homing attack, for whatever reason, doesn't work. There's clearly enemies right here. They're clearly within view, but for whatever reason, I cannot hit them. Turns out, you're supposed to be using that fan that you see right there with the white particle effects to scale that entire wall up to another section. Just perpetuating the fact that it's so easy to get lost. The lighting in areas is, well, here specifically, is a little questionable, and it's difficult to make out what's wall and what's not. I mean, I get that this is a wall, but can I scale it? Is there enough to scale? Turns out yes, and I'm just completely missing something. This stage feels a bit all over the place. It needs some finite directing. Well, I mean specifically, it needs some better way to help you, as to help point you in the right direction. Because as is, it's a giant sandbox, and you're essentially not told anything. I get it when a game has mechanics that incentivize exploration. Sonic doesn't incentivize exploration as much as people think it does. In this case especially, I didn't realize that this was a tube, and completely missed over it, because of all the other things that are about that look similar to this tube, and ugh. And on top of subjects that's just ugh, this boss fight, one, it's against a humanoid enemy, such I can be fine with that. Two, what the hell is that thing in the lower left? I mean, I noticed that every time the enemy attacks, that the counter drops. Yeah, like that. but I don't know what the heck that means. Is it health? Is it damage? Is it the time limit for when a pizza gets ready? But regardless, you're meant to lose this fight, and it's kinda obvious considering getting anywhere near this thing will automatically damage you, and second, it has attacks that pretty much lock onto you. But even still, that's kind of a bad way to introduce a boss in the first place, and let alone end a stage, let alone end the last stage of this demo. Because, yeah, you heard me right, that's the last stage of the demo. And completing it unlocks the custom avatar, and also Sonic falling. I'm not sure what that thing in the absolute background is. But yeah, with that, that's the entirety of the demo, with the exception of unlocking all the bonus characters. Such again, all those characters are in the levels, and you just need to find the capsules and unlock them. Overall, my thoughts on this project: it's really fun, but it needs a bit of work. Some of the level design is great for building speed and keeping speed, but at the same rate, it's also either incredibly rough or it's really easy to get lost, and that's not exactly good level design. I'm also fast forwarding this because you don't need to see me spending way too long on a avatar creator. Just saying. For credit where it's due, there are a lot of options in this. I mean, I've never played Forces, but I assume Forces has something like this too. Actually, no, it doesn't. If I remember correctly, all the clothing is unlocks and what have you. But regardless, there's a lot of customization here, and it's kind of obscene. Especially since the avatar doesn't exactly have revolutionary gameplay. I mean, their speed is decent. They have a spin dash, I believe. I'm not sure if I tested that or not. But they also have the Flame Wispin, and that's about it. The rest of this footage is essentially just going to be demoing the avatar, as well as demoing most of the other special stages that are in the game. So, honestly, there's not really anything for me to talk about, since I've essentially covered everything. So, I'm just gonna slink back into my void here and see you in the next project, I guess. I think the next one might be a doubleheader, considering it's 2 or 3 games that I don't really have much to say about. Till again, Dalekit. Okay, never mind. It turns out the game decided to make a liar out of me and gave me a complete left curved ball in terms of the 6th special stage. What the hem is this? Just. I'm speechless for a multitude of reasons. One, the switches. Is it the first switch? Easy. The last switch? Easy. The third. Is it the second switch? I don't know where the hell it is. If anyone ends up finding it, then by all means, let me know. I'd like to have all 6 Chaos Emeralds just to prove, ha, I beat the special stages. Because these things are actually very fun. But what in the heck is this stage? Everything is just... It's like an entire loop that I've seen. And the gravity doesn't work. You can't build momentum. Just... it's like someone decided to take a Mario Galaxy planetoid and throw Sonic onto it. And... it does nothing but glitch all the time that you're in there. And... just... I like every single special stage except for this one, if it helps. Every single one of them, it's all, okay, build momentum to fling yourself around and find the 3 switches. Here, the auras for the switches don't work. The switches are in really weird locations, not to mention the fact that the gravity is just all sorts of weird. It's always pointing you downward for the most part, except when it isn't. And when it doesn't, you get moments where you end up just glitching all over the place, and it's incredibly difficult to get your bearings on where you are in relation to where everything else is. Just... the blue switch. I can't find the blue switch. I swear that I've looked everywhere here. If there's somewhere I'm missing, then it's a miracle that I haven't encountered it, or that I haven't bothered to look there, because... And that isn't getting into another big issue about this special stage, and we're going to be getting to that issue momentarily. The stage completely fucks up the gravity for the stage that you... This special stage completely fucks up the gravity for all the other stages that you play. Or at least for the stage that you go back to after playing this special stage. No, just watch this footage right here of me in Crystal Coast. Yes, I've been using Crystal Coast to grind up all the special stages. It looks fine at first, doesn't it? And now everything goes berserk! I thought it was just a momentary glitch at first, but... then that happens, and I get dragged through at least a third of the stage. This happens. Just... it becomes an absolute struggle to play the stage now, thanks to that 6th special stage and how the gravity works in that one. It's hilarious, but also frustrating. I'm gonna be mashing a few of the moments that I had after Special Stage 6, just in the regular stages, and just how drastically it changes how you have to play the stage, specifically because the physics glitches everything. So enjoy all of this, because I know I did when I played it. Let's actually mark this as the end of my commentary. Oh, right, and the boss here. Just the boss. Since I'm constantly pinned to the left wall, I actually have to build up momentum to fling myself up in such a way that I could properly hit the bastard. Just... It's amazing. It's amazing. And with that note, I'll officially return to the void. Then again, Talakita.